last Wednesday of the month, so you know what time it is. It's time for you to go ahead and enter into the man cave.
Real quick, what play we gonna run?
You look like a coach, though, man. You just like a coach.
But Deion Sanders is not making $93 million.
Now, you don't never dip your pen in the company ink.
I'm glad you said pen. I thought that was going a different way.
No,
I didn't know where that was about to go.
Well, you can clip this. If I gave you $168 million, I want to know what type of fabric software you're using on your initiatives. You know what I'm saying?
If he could be described in 3 words, he's so horny at that moment. Yeah, I said that. That's going in the highlight tape. I know it is. You know, after that.
Oh no, you know what I'm saying?
You just ahead because once we get on Patreon, we're gonna have that platinum tier for the platform sports talk show. You know what I'm saying?
We need some platinum sponsors. That's what we need. You know what I'm saying?
Missy,
Man,
Nia Long, Friday, Nia Long,
Fresh Prince Nia Long.
the best man, me alone, man.
Well, anyway, it was a good run while it lasted. So
Then they were exactly who we thought they is.
And that's why we say we look at the guys that are in our OTE arena is who are you?
Crazy story. The first time I touched a basketball court, I cried. I didn't want to go. They forced me to go. They put me in the van.
It's a give back to allow the young people to experience the game, to learn the fundamentals the right way.
All right, so it's the Man Cave coming to you live from the Platinum Sportstalk Network. My bad, Smooth. I won't mess it up no more. I got you, man. I got you. All right, you know what?
It's the platinum show, man. It's a platinum
The show is platinum. That's why I keep saying it. It's so.
is going on? Surprise, surprise, surprise. It's your boy Smooth. Yes, do not be long. It's not the main show. It still is the Man Cave. I am the host on my off day, but I'm glad to be here. Hope y'all are glad to see me once again. Once again, don't adjust your TVs. This is live on the Man Cave. I'm your boy Smooth. And it's another Wednesday night on the Man Cave. Of course, I am not alone. But before I bring in the fellas, get everyone right now to go ahead, go on your devices, go on social media, like Sadal says, the internet, the internets and everything. But go ahead and like, go ahead and share. Let everyone know that right now the Man Cave is on and Smooth is right on your screen at this time. I am subbing in for Stan. He is rehearsing for something big. You know, he's he'd be doing this thing. He's a busy man, just like we all are, but he couldn't be on. And T-Bone was gonna be the host, but he's busy in traffic right now. So I'm like, you know what? All right, I'll go ahead and just do a little extra tonight, do my thing. So it's a pleasure to be here on the Man Cave. And up first, I'm gonna bring up my guy who started the platform Sports Talk Show with me. He is your real estate DJ. Got an upcoming gig that I look forward to checking out. He'll explain that. And of course, his love of sports, because a whole lot to discuss tonight on the Man Cave. So, dog, what's going on, brother?
Is it 2017?
What's happening?
What is going on? Did we hop in the DeLorean tonight?
Man, hey, all we need is two stools, some mic stands,
and nervousness.
Man, this is
hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. My name is
right. Woo, fun times, man. Fun times. Up next, this man here. He is still a legend in the Lou, y'all. This man was working for Q95, called him the blackest man on radio. Now he's the blackest man on the Man Cave and on the platform Sports Talk Show. Doing his thing right now in DC. Got his cuts for kids. This man he's still hoping for a miracle for his professional teams out there. The Commanders and of course the Wizards. We're gonna talk about that and more as we have our guy, Craig Black. What's going on, man?
What's going on, family? What's the deal?
What up,
man? It feels so weird to be on this side of the Man Cave. Normally, I'm just behind the scene letting y'all do y'all thing, but it feels weird to have y'all, or for me to be on with y'all, man. So we're gonna have fun tonight. But before I continue on, he couldn't host the show because he's stuck in traffic. But it doesn't mean he still couldn't talk his stuff. T-Bone, what's happening, man?
What is happening? This is the worst traffic I've ever been in. That's what's happening. I decided to start my trip, coming back from Orlando, doing the final road trip. I said, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and get a head start. I'm going to leave my last day at the Walt Disney Company. I was going to hop on the Florida Turnpike, hop on 75, go north, cross the border of Georgia, get to the Holiday Inn. That's right. I was going to be chilling at the Holiday Inn. That's right. But no, I ain't chilling at the Holiday Inn. No, I'm chilling in traffic. As a matter of fact, there's no way out of this. There's no other route I can go. There's no way I can get off the highway. But that ain't what y'all here for. Y'all here to talk about sports. So, let's hear what's going on today.
Man, that was like a top promo pipe bomb that T-Bone just had, like he was on WWE.
Is it a work or a shoot?
Dang. I can't tell.
Y'all saw the headline, or y'all saw the thing I sent you from the Tampa Bay Times that in the most Florida thing ever, a semi truck collided with an overpass in Ocala, Florida, and that's what has traffic backed up for 20 miles, basically.
Wow. 20,
Man.
wow. Well,
So
bottom line-
you're still in the state of Florida right now? That's what you're saying?
Yeah, and you know what? Here's let's do some quick math. This trip was supposed to take 3 hours from Orlando to Valdosta. 3 hours and 5 minutes to be exact, right? I drove an hour to get to I-75. Now, I'm sitting here probably about 5 miles beyond where I was when I got on the I-75. Do you know what my how long it's projected me to get to Valdosta is now?
All right, well, no.
It's like 4 hours and 20 minutes.
How long? 4 hours?
4 hours and 20 minutes from where I am right now in what was supposed to be a 3 hour and 5 minute trip.
My Lord.
Wow.
Wow.
Man, he's going
That's
through
something.
all the fields right now.
And you can't even take no back roads or nothing, right?
Mm.
Can't get off the highway.
Damn.
Wow.
Mm.
Well, hey, first off, be safe out there, and hopefully, that time could change to maybe an hour or so, very soon. Something being 4 hours and everything. But glad to have you on the show. Before we continue on even further, y'all know where y'all can find us at, man. Give us a like, give us a follow on the platform Sports Talk Show on Facebook, on Twitter, on YouTube. Subscribe, so dog, click on that
Bell.
because anytime we go live,
You will be notified.
you see the email. If you know anyone who will be an awesome guest who would love to tell their story on our platform, no pun intended, yes it is, they can just email platform sports talk show at gmail.com. Of course, we on IG at platform sports talk. You can also listen to 4 sexy sounding dudes right now on Hot 365 Radio, talking some sports. Hot 365 Radio on the app or hot365radio.com. Also, we on twitch.tv/hot365radio. So there's no excuse on why you can't check out the Man Cave every last Wednesday of the month, but every first Wednesday, which is next week, ladies' night. So shouts out to the ladies, to Bunny, to Jobo, to Coach Brittany Willis and Coach Dominique Stringer. They have an incredible show upcoming because next week they will be broadcasting live from the Boondocks over at Joe's spot. Ladies will be holding things down in person, so gonna be a fun show. Might have a special guest as well, so definitely stay tuned for ladies' night. That being said, fellas, see how your boy Stan do this. What's the word, fellas? Sadal, you go first, man.
Hey man, I know we're gonna get into this, man, but we thought that football ended with the Super Bowl. Oh no, it hasn't. Because this past weekend, man, we had the XFL, man. XFL action, man. Yeah. And it was an exciting weekend of football. Really promising, and we'll get into that later. But a part of that excitement was kind of taken away. I don't know if what's going on there in DC, but the XFL had an early tradition in the XFL. It was called the beer snake, where they take beer cups, put them together, and they make a long little snake all across the fans and the stands there. And I think it's a great tradition. It's a great way to stamp an early identity to the XFL, to bring the fans into it. But it was taken away by security. And the crowd was devastated. So devastated that I don't know how they came about this, but they had a bunch of lemons and they proceeded to throw the lemons
onto the playing field. They had to stop the game for a moment because of the fans throwing lemons onto the playing field. It was crazy, man. I think if the XFL was advantageous, they take this moment and reinstate the Beer Snake 1 and rename the stadium there in DC to the Lemon Bowl.
So I guess I'm supposed to follow that up, huh?
I don't know. That's on my mind.
I guess because I'm in DC, I'm supposed to follow that up. Okay. You know what? I'll be honest with y'all. You know, I watch real football. I didn't watch the XFL, so you know, because we have a team. Bow, bow, bow. Just keep on throwing them. Yes, but you know what? I believe our defenders did win. So, you know, I don't know, but the whole.
Wait a minute, you watch real football? Wait, huh?
The Beer Snake. I don't know what's
Where
that about.
Where do you watch real football at in DC?
You know, I actually a city that has a team that's in the NFL. That's where I watch it at. You know, I don't have to go all the way. I don't have to go all the way. I don't have to go all the way to Los Angeles.
Why do they have a team
or go to Chicago
when
to watch
football?
Don't even win. I can actually watch it in my hometown of Washington, D.C. You know, I don't have to root for the Chiefs, for the Kansas City Chiefs. I don't gotta do that. Let me stop. St. Louis, I love you, St. Louis. I'm stopped. This is just poking fun at my co-host, at my brethren on the show. It has nothing to do with my core family of St. Louis. They always talk about my Commanders, so I gotta give it to them. Gotta give it to them. So let's forget about football. We're into basketball. My Wizards right now on a 2-game winning streak. That's what's up. 2-game winning streak and the All-Star break. We number 9. We in the playing right now. We got 20-some games left in the season. And you know what? We're gonna march right into these playoffs. We're gonna do our thing. So that's the word, okay?
Not one, but 2-game winning streak.
2-game winning streak. Look at that, baby. 2. That's right. That's right.
And you know what they call a 2-game win streak, right? Not to win 2 games on the road, right? It's called a winning streak.
Winning streak.
A streak, baby.
All right, T-Bone, outside of traffic, man. What's the word?
There's the XFL happened, but I guess the closest thing for me is Elimination Chamber happened, and some disappointments came out of that. And, I won't lie. I told some other people, in reality, while I'm probably most known for wrestling in this show, I don't think I've actually liked wrestling in probably 20 years. So, they've had a story that's been going on for the past, let's call it 9 months, that finally got me into a point where I'm like actively rooting for someone. And, watch the Elimination Chamber, and it's the first time that I've had that feeling like, man, I hope someone wins, which I don't think I've had, like I said, 20 years. So, I was glad to feel like a fan in wrestling again, even though the outcome, made me say, God, how could y'all do that? How could y'all not give them the win in Montreal, the fans behind them? But, I feel like that will be touched on a little bit later. But yeah, that was the thing.
Okay, all right. So yeah, we definitely will talk about that very soon. I have to go ahead and give a shout out to Mizzou basketball team. They've been doing their thing. They had like a 2 to 3, I think 3-game losing streak before last night. But just a big kudos to Dennis Gates and what he has done for that team in less than a year. His very first season. People had this team near the bottom of the SEC. This team now has 20 wins. They've beaten teams like Illinois, Kentucky, Tennessee, and that Tennessee game was on the road. So Mizzou is showing that they are for real. And I'm excited about what's going to happen in the tournament. Not saying they're going to go deep, but you never know. The thing is, you just get in, and depending on the matchups that you have, you might have a chance. And this team here, they have the ability to shock the world and beat some teams. So, but I look forward to it. They're going to be in the big dance next month. So, shouts out to Mizzou. On the other end, St. Louis University, I'm very disappointed because I was hoping for a very positive season. They had a lot of guys coming in that had big expectations to succeed, and they just have not done that. So, SLU, I'm very disappointed. Mizzou, keep doing your thing, man, and keep surprising people and keep winning. So that was What's the Word. This is the Man Cave. Yes, once again, do not adjust your TV sets, your phone, your tablet, whatever you're on. I am here hosting for the one time on the Man Cave. And now, up next, Super Bowl takeaway. So we know that we had a talk about the Super Bowl last week. Sadal T-Bone definitely got it in. No, Sadal
I will
had
not. I'm done. I'm done with the bashing. I will not do that tonight, unless provoked.
But there was one person who has not had a takeaway from the game. So, Corey Black, what was your thoughts in regards to, as you say, real football and the Super Bowl that happened?
Well, I'm just glad the Eagles lost. I'll be honest with you. I mean, the game, it was a great game. It was a good game. But my biggest takeaway is the Eagles fans are the worst fans on this earth. They have surpassed Dallas Cowboy fans. They have surpassed St. Louis Rams fans. They have surpassed. They are just the worst, man. So, and I'm a Jalen Hurts fan, and I said this before. I would love to actually support Jalen Hurts, but these fans are so obnoxious and so idiotic and so asshole-ish. I can't do it. So my biggest takeaway is I'm glad that Kansas City won the damn game. That's my biggest takeaway, man. And I think they should have gave Eric Bieniemy a little bit more credit. EB, DC, baby. That's my takeaway.
What were your thoughts about the halftime show with Rihanna?
It was cool. It was cool. I think the funny thing, the internet always wins. You can't beat the net, man. People with their memes trying to figure out how old the current baby is hilarious to me. So I just, I don't know. It was a great. I didn't, one thing I kind of forgot how many hits Rihanna has. She did her thing by herself, didn't bring out nobody on stage, and she just rocked the show by herself. And that was very impressive. Hit after hit after hit after hit. So big ups to the billionaire bad girl. I ain't mad at her. ASAP Rocky.
That was the same thought I had. I didn't really touch on that last time. Is that I didn't realize how many hit songs that
you almost forgot. She hasn't given us any new music in such a long time. On the music side of things, she's been making so much money off that makeup. She hasn't had to. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we really forgot about all them songs she had. And when she went down her playlist, I was like, wow. Oh, forgot about that one. Forgot about that one. But some of them Rihanna real fans, I put that on my Facebook page, got on my head talking about, I'm a real fan. We know about these. I was okay. I just said I forgot. I'm sorry. She's not, I don't, I ain't part of the whole Savage Fenty movement. I just forgot. Just forgot how many hits. But she reminded me well, and she did her thing without any assistance. So it was good. Good look, real good look for Riri.
Got you. What were your thoughts in regards to that last call? Well, not last, but that call, pass interference against Eagles player.
I loved it. What you mean? What I thought? I loved it. That was the best call of the Super Bowl. I mean, that was the best call of the season. I loved it. It's just to see it getting taken away from them just at the last moment. It was just. It was so great, just to, just so I could just laugh, I don't know. The refs have been terrible all year. What can you say? NFL refs, they, my Commanders got robbed. I forgot who we played. I think I don't know who we played that week.
Oh yeah, it was on Monday night.
We got robbed. It was Monday so many bad calls this year from the NFL.
It was Sunday night or Monday night.
It was Monday. I think it was Sunday night.
Sunday night.
We got robbed. It was a pass interference. And when my man Terry McLaurin checked in with the ref, and then the ref still called him offsides, and you check in with him at this. Like, come on, it's like the refs been doing this all season, so it's no surprise. Super Bowl, just the biggest stage, so they can show off. And they did, as long as it was against the Eagles, I'm fine with it. No problem.
So I can't recall who said it, but someone on social media said that Rihanna's unborn. Wait a minute. Who was that? Is that you, T-Bone, or somebody?
Hey, this Subaru in front of me is like, where traffic is not moving, and it's like this person's playing with themselves, just driving their car forward and backing their car up, and like,
whoa,
you know.
Did you say they're playing with themselves? Are you riding beside DeSantis? Is that Ron? Is that Ron DeSantis you're riding beside right now?
The views of T-Bone in traffic does not reflect the Platform Reports talk show. Or
Said they playing with themselves.
Hey, let me tell you, listen, this little Subaru over here backing that car up, they're not gonna hurt this navigator, all right? One of us gonna have a problem. It's not gonna be me.
Just get real on the man cave, y'all.
DeSantis right now.
We are live on the man cave.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh Lord. I gotta put
no road rage here. No road rage here.
We all St. Louis. We all St. Louis here. In some kind of way. I remember that segment they used to do on one of those shows. They say free something for the low.
Right.
Keep
Yeah. That was DJ Chaos. That was DJ Chaos. Yeah.
Okay.
And
they're gonna make me bring back the Bia check-in. You know what I'm
saying?
Right. But I got a feeling that T-Bone's rant is going to be on the highlight film for next week. So, stay tuned.
Oh yeah,
stay tuned for that. But no, going back, someone said on social media that Rihanna's unborn child has more Super Bowl appearances than Dak Prescott.
Damn,
that's wrong, man. That's wrong.
They ain't had to do him like that, man.
But
they
you know what?
Like that, man.
I'm to the point where I'm like, why they leave Dak alone, man? I mean, Dak is not a bad quarterback. He's not as bad of a quarterback as they actually portray him to be online, and I think in sports and by all the talking heads. He's not that bad. Just because he threw a lot of interceptions this year, I mean, it's like, okay, all right. You know,
I agree.
You know, but he's not that terrible of a quarterback, though. I mean, I would let him. If he leaves Dallas, he would start on any other team. He could start on any other team in the NFL. So it's like, come on now. I don't know. Even though I hate them Cowboys too, but you know, I just think they give Dak. They give him a hard way to go.
I think because the fan base is so rabid, and there's so much expectations put on the Cowboys every single year to go to the Super Bowl, that he hasn't played up to those lofty expectations every year. I think that's part of it.
So the question is, whose fault is that? Is that him or is that the system in Dallas?
I still blame the coaches, man. The coaching staff is sorry. They have questionable decisions all the time, and they win despite the coaches. You know, a lot of that is the play calls and stuff. So that's my opinion.
When was the last time a quarterback left Dallas and was better afterwards?
Man, that's a great question. Because I think every other quarterback that left Dallas
retired.
Exactly, retired. Or back up somewhere else. But yeah, so
I mean, Romo, Aikman, was Fitzpatrick a quarterback there for a little bit? Well, I can't remember. He was everywhere else.
So actually, to answer your question better, T-Bone, there's been two guys who's been better since leaving the Cowboys, and you just said their names, Aikman and Romo, as commentators. and
so you can expect to see Dak Prescott on ESPN Monday Night Football in about 3 years,
or Amazon Thursday night.
Yeah.
Damn.
I mean, but you know, some may say that Tony Romo was having a better career behind the mic than he has as a quarterback.
I agree with that.
Yeah. I mean, he quickly became the #1 announcer on CBS. Like the first year he went there, everybody was like, "This guy is awesome," and now they're like, "Maybe we don't know about this guy."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there was questions about. I think the office was. Yeah, I think the CBS brass was kind of asking him, kind of questionable calling. I didn't really pick up what he actually said or did that they wasn't happy with, but I didn't see any problems with him.
So people are saying that he's not coming in as prepared like other analysts do, and he's just pretty much like just doing on top of the dome and not doing proper research and studying before the game. But that was the thing that got him big time. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing. That's what got him into the game, right? But now people are
he sounds like a knowledgeable fan.
Right.
Yeah.
And now people are saying it's getting, to them it's getting stale, and he's not really prepared. He just saying whatever. But I see no problem with it. But
I don't like announcers who are seem like homers. Like they'll big up one side and the other side with the hell with them.
Yeah.
And that's my knock on Aikman and Joe Buck. I don't like them because they just they seem like they cling on to the one team, and they're not biased at all. To where Romo and Jim Nance, I mean, they just call the game down the middle. That's just that's the way I see it. Some fans may see it a different way. I just see them as non-biased. They just take the game as it is. It's a great game. We're gonna call it right down the middle.
Who are the premier announcers in football right now? Who are the two? Is it Buck and Aikman?
I say it's Jim Nance and Tony Romo. In my opinion, they're the best.
On that Sunday night, who's that on Sunday night on NBC? That's Chris Collinsworth and
it's Al Michaels and
no Sunday night, NBC.
Oh,
I'm not
Sunday
talking
night.
about,
I'm sorry.
Sunday night NBC.
So
That's
Mike Tirico and Chris Collinsworth.
Mike Tirico and Chris Collinsworth.
Yeah.
And then on Thursday night is Al Michaels and Chris, what's his name from college football? Tip of the tongue.
Kurt Herbstreit.
Thank you.
Kurt Herbstreit.
And don't forget about Greg Olson too.
Yes. I was just about to say, Greg Olson has done an incredible job on Fox. Now, right now, he's just holding the spot for Tom Brady. Your boy Sidal. He's holding the spot for him right now. Now the word is,
and he called a Super Bowl. You can't take that away from him now.
Now the word is that once Tom Brady eventually joins the broadcast team in 24, so not this upcoming season, but next year, that Greg Olson's contract or the amount of money that he'll be making would drop from $10 million to $3 million.
Oh, for real?
Because he wouldn't be part of the top broadcast no more. He'll be dropped down to the second slot, which I'm thinking if you keep doing what you're doing right now in regards to Greg Olson, I'm going to be looking at Amazon like, hey, sign me and, let Kirk Herbstreit keep doing football because, people are saying that the chemistry between him and Al Michaels really wasn't that good. Because Kirk is more so, I'm saying, a college dude. But put Greg Olson in that spot with Al Michaels, and boom, y'all solid.
Yeah, I think they got it. Yeah.
I really like Al Michaels and Chris Collinsworth. I'm mad Al Michaels left that Sunday night show and went to Thursday nights. Chris Collinsworth and Al Michaels were good. I like them. I like that.
Al is getting a little long in the tooth. He's not as excited as he once was, or showed that excitement about the game as he once was. It was his calls are not as crisp, as like a Gus Johnson, compared to somebody like
his voice sounds like it sounds. He'll be a big draw.
Gus Johnson, yeah, that's another one.
It's almost
when you go to the NBA. When you go to the NBA, it's only one team that I really like when you talk about NBA, and that's Mark Jackson and Jeff Van
Mike
Gundy. But they don't put them together a lot. It's like all season before the All-Star break, they was Mark Jackson would do one game and Jeff would do one game with somebody else, you know. And I think that team with him, I think it's Mike Breen and
Jeff Van Gundy.
And Jeff Van Gundy and Mark Jackson. That's the best basketball.
Those three, yeah.
Those three. That's the best basketball announcer right now. But I don't know.
A close second is the guy from TNT.
Kevin Harlan.
Yeah, Kevin Harlan.
Yeah,
I like him.
Yeah. Announcers, the worst announcers ever in any sport are those Bammers on Monday Night Raw. They suck. Okay. Okay, I just had to put that out there. I'm sorry.
No, seriously, you know, Michael Cole, I never got into Michael Cole. I met Michael Cole is just don't have it. Michael Cole, I just couldn't get into Michael Cole. I mean, nothing against him. I just don't think it's not like JR. You know,
I turned away just because of them.
If you're talking about Michael Cole from like 1999 to probably about 2002, he was okay. But, you know, once they tried to start doing different things with him, I think the thing that hurt Michael Cole the most, and this probably isn't for you all, but the thing that hurt Michael Cole the most was in, 2011 or whatever, when they made him turn heel and he started being a goofball. And once you start being a dude like that, I can't take this guy seriously anymore. I don't care if he covered, the Iraq War back in the first one. I don't really care. Like, this guy's a goof. I don't want to see him on my TV.
But I think for him, his career resurrected when Pat McAfee joined him. Because, like, you can tell a difference with how his style is now. And he seems so much more excited and more free when he's doing commentary with Pat McAfee.
Hey, Pat McAfee's on a different level. I follow Pat McAfee's show on YouTube. You know, Pat McAfee show. He brings excitement. When he went to college, when he went to college game day on ESPN, he brought some life into that show. And once Lee Corso steps down and retires, which I think is probably going to happen this year, he's going to fit right into that slot.
Yeah, he needs to go ahead and make that happen because I think he had a health scare, a couple of games during this past season. So I think it's that time.
Yeah,
definitely that time. So once again, this is the Man Cave. I am your boy Smooth. Right over here we have
Sudal, real estate DJ,
and right below from DC we have
Craig Blizzak. What's the deal?
And right now on the phone we have
Traffic T-Bone Funk.
Trafficker.
Man, rest in power. Rest in peace to my man, Tony J. Johnson. Man.
Bring them comments, y'all. Let us know what's going on in your world in regards to sports. Don't be shy. We are the Man Cave. We want to engage with the people. Bring them comments. Let's get it. So sticking with football. So we know what teams were in the playoffs, as you see right here on your screen. We know what teams made the playoffs, but you want to discuss which team that's not on here do y'all see next year coming up and surprising some people, or just in general going back to the playoffs next year. Sadal, you go first.
Okay, now you know what you think I'm going to say, which I do believe that's going to happen. But I'm going to pick another team. I say the Detroit Lions make the playoffs next year. I like that team, man. I like that they are a tough team, and it's they're a reflection of their head coach, man. Their Hard Knocks really showed what they're about, and that last game on Sunday Night Football against the Green Bay Packers, beating them, showed they were really supposed to make the playoffs this year. So I say if everything goes well, if there's no barring any injuries or surprises, I think the Detroit Lions make the playoffs next year.
Great. Lil Zach, what about yourself?
Oh, well, I'm not going to be as modest as Sadal. I'm going to be nowhere close to it or even touch it. My goddamn Commanders are going to be a playoff team next year.
God dang it, man. Come on.
Yes, I'm going with my squad all the way. And we got ourselves a brand new offensive coordinator who will be our soon-to-be coach within the next 2 years. Eric Bieniemy coming to DC. And we're going to draft some good linemen, and we're going to surprise the NFC East, and especially those Beagles. Well, the only team that beat the Philadelphia Beagles when Jalen Hurts was starting was those Washington Commanders. So, we're just going to have a great season next year, and we're going to shock everybody. And that's what's going to happen. That's my take. Not being modest at all.
Right, yeah. And then you wake up from your wonderful dream to a nightmare.
T-Bone, how about yourself?
Next year, let's see. I'm trying to think outside the box and come up with a team that just isn't speculated on. I'm going to go. I don't know how, and I don't think it's going to be right, but I'm just going to pick them. I think the Jets will wind up going to the playoffs next year.
And that could be because maybe Aaron Rodgers goes to the Jets, or was it Derek Carr?
Derek Carr.
So yeah, it's very, very possible the Jets. Cause I mean, they did have a respectable season. This is what was that year number 1 or year number 2 with year number 1 with Robert Saleh, correct?
Yes, you're right, Robert Saleh.
I think so.
Yeah, that was his first season. Yeah, so the Jets were looking very good until it kind of like tailed off at the very end of the season.
I think I think this past year was year number 2.
Okay, year number 2. All right. But yeah, but I can definitely see that happening. On my end, I have 2 teams. I'm choosing the teams that all had the Detroit Lions, because I even told Joe when we had our predictions, I had the Lions win the NFC North. Now, of course, they didn't do that. They were 1 win shy of going to the playoffs, but I like the direction of the Lions. My second team, the Denver Broncos. Sean Payton is back, and I believe he will be the guy that'll get Russell Wilson.
What?
Yes, he will be the guy to get Russell Wilson together.
What?
He may not be the Russell Wilson that won an MVP, but he doesn't have to, or not won MVP, but got MVP votes back in the day. But he can get him to he can get him to a point where the Broncos can make it back to the playoffs. So that's who I have.
Is Sean Payton going to throw the football for him? I'm sorry. I mean, he can draw up a play and everything, but he won't get there in the huddle and go back and actually throw the football for him. I mean, I'm hoping. I'm a big Russell Wilson. Is that his name? Russell Wilson fan.
You don't even know his name. He's no fan.
Yeah. I'm a fan. I'm gonna be honest with you. I love him and Sierra as a couple. I think they're great. It's just that, I think he may have, if he doesn't have a complete turnaround next season, I think, he got that money. I think he may be benched. I think Sean Payton may sit that dude down. With all that money he got paid, I think Sean Payton will come in there and sit that gentleman down if he doesn't turn it around next year. And I want him to win. I just think that, I don't know, he looked so bad last year. I mean, he just looked in all facets of the game bad. I don't think he had one game where he actually, I can't recall one time. I don't know. Maybe y'all know. I didn't watch him all year, but I just didn't see one game from when I did watch him that he showed those flashes of that old quarterback that he used to be. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know.
Hey, Smoooth, could you put that chart back up? Put the chart back up.
Yeah.
I didn't know a Smoooth Productions joined the NFC North.
Surprise.
I was trying to figure. I had to go look on ESPN. I was like, oh, that's the Vikings. I had to go.
That's the Vikings, right?
Yeah, the Vikings.
I'm like, it just looks like you just joined the NFC North. Man, it's a great team.
Surprise. things happen in the NFL. Things just change all the time. There we go.
There we go. We didn't want to disrespect the Vikings there.
For the Viking fans, I gotta make sure I show y'all love. So there y'all go. Even though y'all disappoint in prime time, but that's a whole nother subject right there.
Yeah, well,
but still, yeah, it is what it is. And there we go. Now it's back. The real team is back on there. The real team is back. But yeah, that's why I say, to me, Sean Payton is that guy who I feel will bring would humble Russell Wilson if last season didn't already do it. He was asking what happened with him. I just feel like, to me, he came in with that big contract, and he like owns like 18 parking spots for no reason at the stadium. He came in with the big head and thought he gonna just be the old almighty, like he the best thing since John Elway.
He got his own office in the locker room.
Right, you know what I'm saying? So he came in with the big head.
What is that about?
I am that dude, whatever. And this past season humbled him. And Sean Payton already said, you're not gonna have no personal coaches that isn't authorized by me. We're gonna change things around because he didn't really respect the previous head coach of the Broncos. He's a new guy. He didn't respect him, so he thought that he gonna just run that team. And you saw what happened. But with Sean Payton, that ain't happening, and that's why I feel like it's gonna be a different day in Denver.
I think if anything, what Sean Payton's gonna do, if he don't bench him, he's gonna bring in some competition. Like, look, we don't have a starting quarterback. We got a quarterback competition now. You're gonna have to fight for your number one spot. Yeah, and he already said, because they asked him, they're like, "Hey, we see that that Russell Wilson has his own office in the locker room. Will he still have that?" And Sean Payton looked bewildered, like, "What? No, that's not gonna happen. That's not under my watch." So I already knew the deal. It's gonna be a new day.
We know what? If I was Russ, I wouldn't be mad at all because I got that guaranteed contract. So it's like, y'all want to bench me, y'all want to sit me down. Me and my wife will get together and take future son, and we'll ride off into the sunset. We'll do what we do.
Dang, you just gonna throw shade.
Hey, it's the truth, man. It's the truth. Ain't no lies there. Ain't no lies were told. I'm just stating the facts, But I don't know. I hope we can turn it around, but if not, you will see Russell Wilson benched. He will be on that pine. Yep.
Definitely very, very possible. Any thoughts at all?
We didn't touch on it, but I'll touch on it since Craig Black is not going to be humble. I think the Rams will be back. Barring, I think it was just a litany of injuries and bad luck happened last year. We're still gonna have the core back if they don't trade Ramsey, and I think the Rams will be back in the playoffs. I'm not gonna go so far as saying that they're gonna be the Super Bowl champs next year. Not gonna do all that. I think they have a good shot at making the playoffs next year. I think they're gonna be a good team.
And word is today that the Tennessee Titans cut former Ram Robert Woods.
I think they should at least give him a 1-year deal, man.
Cooper Kupp is already recruiting them to come back.
Yep, I would.
That was a move that I didn't. I understand a little bit, but I think it was definitely wrong. They should have kept Robert Woods, but I think they had their hopes up that the guy from Allen Robinson, is that his name, from the other Rams?
Yeah,
they thought he would have came in and took over, and I think they had a little bit of hope that OBJ was going to come back as well. But I think you definitely need to go ahead and bring back Robert Woods.
I think OBJ ship has sailed away. So I think, I don't think he's going back to the Rams. In lieu of that, I think they should pick up Robert Woods for at least a 1-year deal and bring him back. I think they didn't want to part with him in the first place. He was basically a cap casualty, and he's injured, and he's getting ready to turn 30. So he's over 30, but he knows the system. He knows he still has good. It seems like he has good ties with with the Rams. He's good friends with Cooper Kupp. It makes sense for, and then you need depth, as you can see from last year. You need depth at all positions, so it wouldn't hurt to bring him back for at least 1 year.
I'm sorry. Can we go back to Russell Wilson real quick? I just Googled his salary, his contract, and I didn't realize how much he actually signed for. I guess I wasn't paying attention and not the fan that I think I am. God damn. 5 year, $242 million. They gave this man $50 million, gave him a $50 million signing bonus.
Guaranteed money.
And 161 million is guaranteed. Bench me, coach. I will sit on this sideline, play with my kids and Sierra, and not do nothing. Come on. What does he need to play for? For what reason? Is it pride now? You done gave me the money.
That's exactly what I said earlier, is that he got the big head because of that big contract, and he got humbled in the regular season. He wasn't fully off. But he talking about something. What was the slogan last year?
Let's ride.
Let's ride.
This silly ass shit. I'm sorry. My real thoughts came out. My bad. I thought this is a family show. Sorry.
Not tonight. T-Bone ran and someone playing with themselves, and then
that was the most corniest stuff I've heard. Like, man, get on somewhere, man.
This man is in an airplane working out in between the aisles.
Let's ride.
Let's ride.
Knew he was gonna lose. Come on, man. I can imagine what his teammates were thinking. Like, oh, this dude, man, where did he get this dude from?
Man, that dude did not lose. I don't care what he does on that field. He did not lose. He did not lose. I don't care. He can throw 50 interceptions. That dude did not lose, man.
Always winning. But who's big in winning as well? I want to bring this topic up now because we know, Craig, you got to go at 8 o'clock Central Standard Time. Just so you know, Craig. And prime time. Deion Sanders, he was yes, here we go. Because we got T-Bone on as well. But he was doing Super Bowl week. He was interviewed by Rich Eisen. And he mentioned a few things, T-Bone. Why don't you go ahead and elaborate on what really got your gears going about Coach Prime?
Well, I don't have the list in front of me, but I think I have pretty good recall from this. So correct me if I get any of the facts wrong. He was talking about recruiting. He was talking about what he looks for in players. And this is where I had a little bit of an issue with Coach Mountain Time. He basically said that when he's looking for quarterbacks, let me see if I can do it in his way. Well, when I look at the quarterbacks, I'm looking for players who, let's see, 3.5 GPA. Got to make sure that they're smart. That's got to make sure they're smart. And mom and daddy at the home, gotta have mom and daddy. And that was the couple things that he said there. And then we talked about, defensive players. He said, pretty much same thing. Or no, actually offensive linemen, same thing. Looking for smart people, mom and daddy in the home. And then when you're talking about defensive players, he's saying, looking for ones with single mama, because they out here trying to take care of mama. They out here trying to do that thing. And bro, what kind of bull? I'm sorry, I ain't trying to make this
Sedal already did. Sedal already did. So go ahead, T-Bone.
But what kind of bull is that, man? Like, what year are you living in? What kind of? I guess these are the things, the little cultural biases that I don't think that even he understands. I think he's doing, obviously. He comes from Florida State. He comes from the NFL. He comes from, that's what those coaches look for. So, I get where his mentality came from, but dude, aren't you supposed to be trying to break some of these chains? Aren't you supposed to be trying to I thought you were for the players, not for what's going to better you as a coach and make you look good. Like, you're supposed to be for the players, right? Like, So a kid that don't have a mom and dad, that ain't his, in the home, that ain't that kid's fault. And does that mean that he can't be a leader? Absolutely not. And I think by 2023, we should be on that stupid old dumbass mentality that, let's be honest, what white people assign to black people. You ain't got a mom and dad, so you're missing, you're deficient in something that makes you something. Like, come on, man, get that bull out of here. This dude, every time he talks, I like him less.
Trey Black, your thoughts?
You know, I don't like to agree with T-Bone. I really don't. But only thing I would say is T-Bone's not wrong in his statements, and I just think Deion, it's the reality of, I guess, our community and how they do some recruiting and how they want some of these young men raised because they want that type of attitude that they have, looking for them. I just think he shouldn't have said it on camera. Why did you need to be, we can be honest about some things, we can be upfront about some things, but certain, your recruiting techniques he just shouldn't have said it on camera, point blank. I mean, it's idiotic. It's stupid. It's, it makes us look bad. It makes him look bad. It makes us look bad. It makes everybody, it's just, I don't know. I was mad at Deion, and I said I'm going to support him once he gets into once he starts playing games and he starts stealing all these big time recruits from these college coaches, Nick Saban. I want to root for him, but sometimes I don't know. He just needs to shut up and dribble. What is that? Shut up and coach? I don't know. Just
thing though. You say you're talking about he shouldn't have said it on camera. But my thing is, if he has that mentality that has been bestowed upon coaching, like, get him out of here. Like, that's some bullshit slave mentality type stuff that he's doing out there. Because that's the way that you pick and choose the big black dude. Who's the black dude that's gonna do this? Who's the slave that I need for this job? Versus the slave that I need for that job. Like, get that shit out of here.
Oh my God, he said man.
What the hell? Has turned all the way to a different vibe tonight.
He said big buck. What the hell?
T-Bone Funk.
Hey, I like it, T-Bone. I ain't gonna lie. I love it. I love it. But
keep it real.
I wasn't going that far with it. But
I know that.
But
use a T-Bone.
But you do have some people on the other side of the aisle that do think like that. You do have some people that are taking that statement and they're all going to run with it just like that. I agree with you, T-Bone. Once again, I hate to agree with your ass, but I just wish he didn't say it on TV, man. I mean, his recruiting, it's been working, but he didn't have to say it like that.
And
Massa ain't have to say it like that. He ain't have to do that. Massa ain't have to do that.
Here's the thing, and this is how I feel. It kind of similar to what you said earlier about him saying it on TV or in front of the microphone. But I have a feeling that he's not the only one that feels this way. It's just that Deion was the one that brought it up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's my point. If that's what the coaches out there do, I totally know that that's what they do. But like, you can't tell me that you're the one that God sent out here to do the job, and you out here doing all these different things, and you keeping up the same good old boys network of how we're going to coach and recruit these players out here. The same reason why black quarterbacks didn't get opportunities because they weren't smart enough. The same reason why some of these coaches don't get head coaching opportunities is because I don't know if they're leaders enough. Are they looking at coaches the same way? Or are they saying, well, when you were 12 years old, your mom and dad separated, so you're disqualified from being a head coach. Like, get that. Look, what? Whoa. I'm trying to tone it down a little bit, trying to keep this PG 12.
Man.
Say it. All skin folk ain't kinfolk. All skin folk ain't kin folk. Let's keep it going, T-Bone. I'm here for it. I love it.
And look, if anybody that know me know that just because I'm on the phone, listen, if I were in front of Deion Sanders, I'd say it straight to his face. I ain't got no problem, saying anything like that to someone, because this dude is just keeping up the same old bull that was caught up before, and he's just disguising it in the color of his skin. That's all he's doing. He might as well be Tim Scott or any of those other guys. I ain't trying to talk about anybody specifically. I'm just saying, he's disguising himself in our color, but doing stuff that actively hurts us, in what he's saying.
I'm still not over him leaving Jackson State University, but I am going to support Deion because of the crooked and the criminal ways that the NCAA has been over the years with college football and the BCS and all that. The way they treat our athletes, we don't agree with each other there. But I just want him to take the machine down. I want Deion to actually be I wanted him to be that kinfolk, that brother that grabs all the top recruit brothers and bring them into his situation, his team, and take them away from these mega teams like Alabama, like Georgia, like Michigan, like Ohio State. I want him to take all them big recruits away. But he did mess up. He made a big mistake, and I agree with you 100%. He shouldn't have said it. He shouldn't have said it like that. That's kind of degrading to us as a culture. And and if it's that mentality, it's sad. You shouldn't be coaching like that. You really shouldn't. But I can't defend it. I can't
remember one other thing that he said. One other thing that he said, just to also provide further context to why he also got the side eye, even for Rich Eisen. I don't know if y'all saw the clip, but even Rich Eisen gave him the side eye, and he says commented. But he also said, if they're coaches, if they're a coach's son, that's even better. And Rich Eisen kind of looked at him and was like, "You basically talking about your own situation right here, because
right.
your son is your quarterback." But here's the thing: this is the part where I feel like Deion is disguising himself, because, hey man, don't be shocked if his next quarterback ain't a black quarterback, because based on the way he was talking, the only confidence he has is in a coach's son with a 3.5 GPA that's got two parents in the home. So if it ain't him, I get the feeling that it ain't gonna look like him either.
But T-Bone, here's the thing, is that his son, which is a quarterback for Colorado, or will be, he currently isn't from a dual parent home.
Get that sound effect out. You know the one.
Okay. Didn't know that.
There you go.
Damn.
Just saying.
So, but he's always gonna think of himself above everything, right? So, he's gonna put himself above his own rules. So, this dude's a joke. I don't care. This dude's a joke. He's just a product of that system. He learned how to operate and manipulate in that system. Credit to him for that. But all this talk about how he's doing all these things for others and giving back. Oh, he's keeping the status quo. He really ain't trying to help people from the inner cities like that, because he ain't trying to help the people that he was claiming. This dude's out here just trying to profit for himself. And I've given up in trying to look for the good and look for the bigger. No, the bigger thing is the bigger paycheck that he got.
For those watching the Man Cave right now, leave the comments. Give us your thoughts on these topics and on the road rage and the energy that's being brought tonight by T-Bone, by Star, of course, Craig Black, and hope you're enjoying yours truly right now. But give us your thoughts. Leave the comments. Let's go.
Wait a minute. I heard from Craig Black. I heard from Smoooth, but wait a minute, Sadar. Isn't that your leader?
Ooh.
Isn't that your leader? Hey. You were awfully quiet.
Hey,
is that your leader, Sadar?
What happened was
I can't get a word. Hey, I'm letting you rant. No, my thoughts. Hey, I still support Deion Sanders. I've been a big fan of Deion Sanders for years. I don't think he should have said what he said on that Rich Eisen interview. That was disturbing. Yeah, there may be a common practice from a lot of the coaches, but you don't. I mean, that's something that you shouldn't say. You shouldn't say, and I can't back that. I can't back that at all. Now,
why are we stuck on that he said it, and that is the mentality that he is continuing? The bigger problem is the mentality. The words, look, if you take someone who's racist and you say, they shouldn't have said that thing about that black guy. But if you think about the mentality that it took to say those things and what was behind it, that's the bigger problem. It's not the decorum of if you should say it or not. The issue is, look at this mentality that the school has. And we want to support that? Like, come on, man.
Hey, I look at it like this. Biden, Trump. I go for the lesser of the two evils. I go Biden. Saban, Prime. I'm taking Prime, the lesser of the two evils. You can't tell me that Saban doesn't have the same type of mentality, and all these coaches don't have the same mentality. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna run with Prime. I'm gonna support Prime. I agree with you 10,000%. I'm a nitpick everything he does and make sure that he doesn't bring in any other quarterbacks except for his son. I hope he does bring those guys from HBCUs along, those good players and those number one recruits, of our type of skin folk. But you know what? At the end of the day, Prime has written this and he said it all his career. It's about the money and it's about winning. So I just want him to shake the system up. The system has been terrible toward the players for long enough. So I want him to rake the system. So that's just my last take.
I'm still gonna follow him. I'm still gonna support his teams. I mean,
we all make mistakes, T-Bone. We all make mistakes. Look at you. You're a 49. Look at you. You're a 49er fan. We all make mistakes in life. Come on now, T-Bone. Stop all that.
And then how much of this animosity you have how much does that stem from what he lived leaving Jackson State? How much of that is built up into this, I guess, rage against Deion Sanders?
It reinforced everything that I said about him to begin with. This dude ain't out here changing stuff. He's out here changing stuff for him. He's not changing the lives of other people. He's not giving other people an opportunity to be a quarterback that might not come from the ideal circumstance. I mean, he's out here doing stuff for him and his family. He ain't trying to benefit these other people in the way that he's saying. That's no different than what Nick Saban or anybody else does. He's there to exploit the ones that he can in the best way that he can for his career. He ain't out here trying to help these players in the way that he's saying.
And
you didn't have this energy when he was with Jackson State.
Right, because he was still there. But before you continue on, Craig Black, I know you got to go. Thank you for your time, man. You have a good one, and we'll see you next month for the 1 year anniversary show for the Man Cave.
I will be here, fellas. Thanks for having me for my limited time. Sorry I got to go. I got some prime engagements I got to get to, but man, appreciate it. T-Bone, I'm with you halfway. I hate to agree with you, man, but it's all good. Sadal, peace out. Smooth. Hey, the whole Man Cave crew. I'll be back next month for that 1 year anniversary. I'm out. Check out the website, thecraigsfoundation.org. Peace. Community Cuts for Kids, baby.
All right, Craig, man.
All right,
Craig.
There we go. So right now, once again, this is the Man Cave. Yes, your boy Smooth is not behind the board producing. I'm here. Stan was not available tonight. He has a prior engagement. And T-Bone is dealing with a lot of issues on the highways in Florida right now. So I'm holding things down. Got my man Sadal, as you see. And then once again, T-Bone, you can hear his voice. You can hear some car honks. And
you can hear his voice.
You're going to hear it all right now. So speaking of hearing it all, once again, you're going to hear this. Cuckoo! Because the XFL 3.0 is back. And yes, the Battlehawks had an incredible first game of the season. Sadal, it was slow. I was getting concerned, like this AJ McCarron dude ain't doing it. But then here comes the fourth quarter and the last 5-10 minutes of the game, and they pulled it out, man. So just give us your thoughts about having the XFL back in return. We'll talk about the rules and everything, which was a big factor in the game. Let's talk about the Battlehawks and the XFL and your thoughts real quick.
I think the XFL, the way they're rolling out is really good. As they went along, they gave you piece by piece how we're going to give you the coaches. Then we're going to reveal this. We're going to reveal the teams. We're going to reveal the players. I think the rollout was really well thought out. The rules aspect has always made the XFL a really good league, and it showed in that Battlehawks game, man. I like the transparency, but I have to admit sometimes it could be really annoying because you can tell that the players are annoying. Like after every single drive, they got to interview a player that made a big play, and you can kind of see that. Like, look, I just want to get back to my team. They're all in the locker room at halftime. I'm like, some of this, like, it's kind of overkill. You don't need that kind of access. But overall, I think it's really well done. I like the replay access that they give the fans, and to really see the thought patterns of the decision makers in the booth. Because usually in the NFL, you just say, okay, they're in the booth, they're reviewing it, you don't know what's going on, but they actually give you like the access, okay, what they're looking at. And I like that aspect of the game. I think the XFL, if they just continue to gradually bring in, all those elements, I think it's going to be a really good league, and they're going to stick around, barring a worldwide pandemic. They'll stick around. But I'm really liking the XFL, man. Really am, as a football fan.
T-Bone, I know you was out in some snow this past Sunday. Did you get a chance to see any of the game, or just your thoughts at all about the XFL?
I got to see a little bit of it. From what I saw, the presentation looked good. Maybe, we weren't, it wasn't a home game. So, when we get to the home game, they'll get to see what a real crowd is supposed to look like, So, but, I saw some of the different, kickoff things that they had across a few games. So I'm looking forward to seeing more action this year. I believe the championship game is going to be in San Antonio.
Yeah. Yep. They should have traveled St. Louis instead of San Antonio.
Yeah, well,
Right.
That's all right. I think that I'm seeing a lot of emphasis on the three Texas teams, but that's okay. But I think the cream will rise to the top. I think the Battlehawks is getting there. Just looking at the Battlehawks game, just talking about that game in particular, I think and I hope this is all due to rust and unfamiliar, just being unfamiliar with each other as teammates. But I've seen a lot of passes that were really high and off target from AJ.
Yes,
I think I think once he gets that chemistry with his teammates, and you've kind of seen that at the end of the game where he started to get in the groove and get that chemistry. I think once he sustains that for the whole game, I think you're going to see a great offense. But I think it's a lot of rust just all around because everybody's just trying to get used to their teammates. They only been together for 5 weeks during training camp and no preseason games. Right. So this is the first live action that any of these teams have seen, and you've seen it show up in their defense. You've seen a lot of sacking of the quarterbacks, and I think that's because of the offensive lines of each team. They got to build that chemistry as an offensive line on each team, and so you've seen a lot of sacks happening, and false starts and things like that. But I think they'll clean that up over time. And then that's talking about every team, and in the Battlehawks case in particular, I think you've seen a lot of promise You know, you've seen some flashes of the old AJ McCarron at Alabama in that last few minutes of the game, and the coach kind of got loose after the game. You know, yeah, there he is. He kind of got loose there, and so I think those moments right there will solidify. Will really bring that team together, and you're really gonna see that team play for each other, and then once they can come to St. Louis and really see that the fans are behind them, I think that's when you're really gonna see the Battlehawks shine, man. So I'm really excited, man.
Yeah, I am too, man. And yeah, that photo right there is showing Coach Anthony Beck and excited because of that. Once again, last quarter comeback that they had, it was a very, very huge moment, I feel, for St. Louis. Not saying that things would have drastically changed if we would have lost, but just to see it feels to me, Sadal, and correct me if I'm wrong, but it feels to me that the Battlehawks are like a team of destiny.
I think so. Now that you have to remember, Anthony Beck's. This is Anthony Beck's first go around as a professional head coach. Now he's coached on I think the high school level, but this is his first professional head coaching job, and so it's all new to him too. And you just seen that just excitement, that euphoria there, and hey, and then the game winning touchdown with Ricky Pro with Austin Pro there catching that pass and then going right straight to Ricky Pro. I think I seen a comment I said that said that clutch catches runs in the family. Talking about Ricky Pro's catching the NFC Championship game in '99. Yeah, and then Ricky Pro's son.
Yeah. So the Battlehawks, they play again tomorrow. It'll be on FX. So they have a Thursday night game. So definitely check them out.
Tomorrow
Going back
night.
to the rules, a couple of the rules that are different that I personally love from the XFL. You begin the game with both teams 5 yards apart for the kickoff, and no one can move until the receiving team's player catch the ball first. So it's guaranteed that you're going to have a return no matter what.
What it also does.
That I love.
Yeah, and what it also does, it eliminates those big hits.
Right.
Players coming down the field full speed and then bam, hit them. You really can't have that impact when you're just 5 yards away, a couple yards away. So it eliminates that in a player safety standpoint as well.
Another rule, and this was what brought the Battlehawks back, is that if you are tied or if you're losing in the fourth quarter, except for if you score a touchdown or a field goal, you can, except for doing an onside kick, because they don't have that in the XFL, but you have the option to not kick off, but you will start in the 4th and 15 conversion from your own 25-yard line. If you get that first down, you still have possession of the ball and you can make a drive, just like what the Battlehawks done. I love that rule because it gives teams that chance to still make that comeback when normally in the NFL or, of course, college or high school, you got to kick it off or do an onside kick, which is more dangerous than doing the 4th and 15. So once again, I just love how innovative the XFL is.
Now, if you don't convert, the other team has it on 25.
Exactly.
Yeah, I like that. I like that rule. And it puts, from a fan standpoint, you just can't tune out of a game just because they're downside certain points. You never know what's going to happen, and it proves to you. You thought the Battlehawks was going to lose. That's it. They ain't done that.
Right. So it's like if your team is down by 15 points in less than 2 minutes to go in the game, it ain't over. It ain't over. And that's a good feeling to have.
And then instead of the field goal, the other rule is you can choose how many points you want to go to. 1, 2, or 3.
Yep. So there's no field goal, no extra point kicks at all. You have to choose one, and that's from like the 2-yard line.
Yeah.
You choose a 2-pointer, which is like from the 5,
Mm-hmm.
and you choose a 3-pointer. I'm sorry, a 3-point conversion from the 10-yard line. So you gotta choose one or the other. You can't, those 3 options. You can't kick a 1-point field goal. You have to go for a touchdown in some way. No shade against the kickers, you know what I'm saying? But it's just better action to see more plays being done than relying on a kicker to win the game.
And you can't, and there's no relying on a kick. You've played well all game, and now it comes down to this one kick by this kicker. There's none of that in the XFL. It's all on you. Now, if you don't convert on 4th down, then you know, field goal time. But
it's all about the risk, you know what I'm saying, and the
opportunity.
reward. Yeah, you know. So I love it and look forward to seeing week by week how the league continues to grow. Some people feel like the league may not last long.
Yeah, and going back about the quality against USFL, the USFL's playing quality sucked. Like they were some scrubs. I know they're not in the NFL, but man, it was just a boring. There you go, because they sucks. Thank you, Stanton. And it's the quality. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it was the training or how they do or the level of coaching, but the XFL, for the most part, it had a great level of play. It kind of puts me in the mind of going to like the Sun Belt Conference, games, in college, that kind of level of play. They may not be as good as like the big top 5 conference teams, but they put on a good game, and that's what I equate the XFL to.
Yeah. So once again, looking forward to tomorrow night's game, and of course, eventually in 2 weeks they have their home opener. It's going to be electric. Look forward to having the XFL, the fans, the Battlehawk fans, show out and show everyone why we are that team and how home dome advantage is going to be a big thing.
I will be there. Like I said, I got my season tickets. I got my Battlehawk blue Pumas ready. I'm gonna get some more gear ready for the games, man. So I'm ready.
Now,
when's the next Thursday game after this, or do they have another one?
Yeah, they're playing against. Hold on, I got it right here. So after
their first game is in March 12th, home.
Let's see. So after, wait a minute, that's the home schedule.
They got 2 more games, 2 more weeks of on being on the road.
Yeah,
and then
so
they'll be.
I'm gonna say you have tomorrow night's game, and then I'm pulling up the schedule right now, and then you have so they're playing. They're playing at Craig Black's team stadium next week at DC.
We're gonna see who the real team is then.
Yeah, and then March the 12th is gonna be the home opener. Sunday, March the 12th, the home opener against Arlington Renegades. And the betting line starting off the season, they had the Battlehawks and the Seattle Sea Dragons as the best teams, who the top 2 teams who will finish and win the whole thing. So we shall see. But once again, I'm definitely excited and look forward to some more of the Battlehawks. Once again, this is the Man Cave, your boy Smooth, along with my guy
Sadal.
And right now on the phone we have
a very hopeful T-Bone.
All right, so what's your GPA saying right now, T-Bone?
The GPS is showing me I got 9 more minutes of this awful traffic, and then after that, it's all clear, and I'll be at my destination, chilling at the Holiday Inn, at 11:32 Eastern. So
wow. Well, and my butt said GPA, knowing I meant to say GPS. So I'm checking.
I knew what you meant. I knew what you meant.
That's what happens when you're working on your off day, okay? But no, it's all good. All right, fellas, let's go ahead and transition to some basketball. We just had All-Star Weekend. It was pretty interesting. Let's start off first with All-Star Saturday night. As you see on the left, the three-point competition winner was Dame Time. Portland Blazers' own Damian Lillard. He came in and did his thing throughout the whole competition, and he won. And, of course, the final round. Then you had the skills challenge, which was won by the hometown team who hosted, should I say, the All-Star game festivities, and that was the Utah Jazz. So you have Colin Sexton, you have Jordan Clarkson, and you got the big man right in the middle, and I just forgot his name, so please forgive me. For those watching, let me know who he is. But it was a good competition. But the biggest takeaway from All-Star Weekend was a guy that when he got chosen to participate in the dunk competition, he was currently playing in the G League. And just last week, prior to the dunk competition, the Philadelphia 76ers signed Mac McClung. And what did he do, Sadal? He showed up in front of other NBA players and won the slam dunk competition. And now he's the guy. Now, he was already viral from his old high school days and everything. But now he's already someone that he's a household name pretty much. And he showed up, he showed out, and a lot of people are saying he brought back the dunk contest with moves like this. And as you see on your screen, the incredible dunk that won him the competition, and then his first dunk that he had when he jumped over two guys. T-Bone, I feel like you would feel different that he didn't bring it back. But what were your thoughts in regards to Mac McClung and, of course, the whole All-Star Saturday night?
Hey, look, I think he was excellent. And you know, this is to kind of tie into something else that you brought up earlier in the week. I don't know if you plan on putting it on the show, but the rant that Stephen A. Smith went on about LeBron James.
Yep.
And, you know, okay, so he won the dunk contest, right? And again, he deserved to win, right? I'm putting that out there. But who did he beat?
Right. That's the issue. That's the issue.
You know what I mean? Like, imagine how that would be if, and again, I know he's not in his prime right now, but we're just using him as an example. But imagine if he did that beating LeBron James, which is probably why LeBron James has never done the dunk contest. He broke the link of the chain. I think that's the exact phrase that I used when we talked about this on the platform Sports Talk Show proper last year with me, you, Joe, and Bunny. When, you know, we were talking about different all-star festivities, you know, the link with the slam dunk contest was broken with LeBron. All the greats, all the top big stars of the league, the faces of the league, they all did this before him. And now he's like, he doesn't do it, and he's the guy that everybody follows now. So, you know, you have people who are very talented, highly athletic, but if they're not beating people who, you know, matter, or if the people are impressed that they beat them, it's not going to matter as much.
Shadal, your thoughts?
Oh, my bad. Yeah, I agree, man. I don't know why. I'm sorry, I'm got a little distracted there. Yeah, I don't know why no one wants to participate in the dunk contest. It baffles me, man. Is it because LeBron James never competed? I mean, if you look back at the history of the dunk contest, pretty much a lot of the great players participated in the dunk contest, you know, as far as like the top NBA players, like from Dr. J, Dominique Wilkins, Michael Jordan,
Kobe Bryant.
Kobe Bryant. Did Kobe Bryant?
Carter.
Yeah. Kobe Bryant, Vince Carter.
Tracy McGrady.
Tracy McGrady. Yeah. I mean, it's a whole line of NBA greats, and to have your best player in the league just like decline every year for some god awful reason. I think it probably turned off a lot of other players after him for some reason. I don't know why.
Because
they
the
didn't need to do
NBA, right? Because the NBA is such a copycat in regards to if one person do it and it seems cool. Meaning, in this case, how LeBron hasn't done it, knowing that he has been the face of the NBA for up 10 years, over 20 years. And if he's not doing it and he's not getting ridiculed and he's still being praised, then why should I do it?
He's too cool for school, so the rest of them are going to try to follow.
Exactly. So, I know there's some people on social media who feels that Stephen A. Smith was out of line and it was a wrong take in regards to his thoughts about LeBron. And I love LeBron. I'm the president of the LeBron James fan club. I ain't gonna lie. But I do feel like if you would call it a stain or a negative, whatever, that would be the only thing to me was him not taking the opportunity to do the dunk contest. And as T-Bone said before, is maybe LeBron was scared that if he did not win the year that he was a part of the dunk contest, that he would be more criticized than losing 6 NBA finals. Because it's a straight one-on-one thing, not a team thing. It's a straight one-on-one competition, or it's just you versus other guys. And if he would have lost, he probably would not have taken that right at all. And that could be the reason why he never focused on doing that. Because if he had gone to a game in which I'm proud to say by this time tomorrow, me and the wifey will be going to the Lakers and Golden State Warriors game in LA. So look forward to it. It's going to be fun. And LeBron's supposed to be playing. But in the preseason, before the game, in the warm-up lines, you always see LeBron James doing crazy slander competition type dunks. You always see, and he make it look so easy. But then when it gets down to, actual competition, when the spotlight is on and you got to beat somebody else, then you never did it.
Why do you think that is?
I think it's the era of athletes where they feel the self-empowerment, which again, I am 100% on board with athletes getting paid what they need to get paid and athletes, doing more for them. But this is kind of one of those, hey man, the trade-off of being a face of the league is you kind of got to do league stuff. You know what I mean? Like you the face of the league, you've been crowned king. I think that with him, if he would have done it, let's say his first or second year, that pressure wouldn't be on where it is right now. That was the decision not to do it. That was a strategic decision of, well, I'm not going to do this because in a way, if I'm right, I'm above it.
And because it got to a point where he's done so much for the league that he doesn't have to do a dunk competition because he's already put himself too far ahead. You know what I'm saying? But once again, if he would have done at least one, then you would have seen other guys be part of it. Maybe Durant would have took 1 year just to do it. You know what I'm saying? Or guys like now we know Zion Williamson, he's hurt. But even like John Morant, he already has said he's never going to do it. Why? You're one of the best dunkers in the game. But you're depriving people. And as someone else said, I can't recall who it was, but they said that the dunk competition is such all-star weekend in general. It's such a sacred thing to be a part of. There should not be no dunk competition where you're like, who are these guys? Because when my wife asked me who was in the dunk competition, I said, I literally said that. I said, babe, you don't even know these guys at all. You don't know these guys at all, and that's the problem. There should be
There's a
marquee
clip of
names.
Stacks like saying was talking to Mac. I can't think of his last name. Talking to Mac.
McClung.
Yeah. He was like, they don't know your name right now, but make them know your name after the contest.
Right. Yeah. So, like I said, that's a problem that needs to be addressed in the league, is that you need to have your marquee guys, because these fans are voting these players in because they want to see the best of the best. Because so we want to see John Moran and Zion Williamson and whoever else is a elite player participate in certain competitions. Hell, Scottie Pippen, who wasn't even a 3-point shooter for real, during his time participating in the 3-point contest. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, come on, there has to be
imagine this too. I was gonna say imagine this too. So imagine that LeBron James was doing the dunk contest, and not this year, but a few years ago. Imagine that LeBron James doing the dunk contest, and then you have Steph Curry doing the 3-point contest.
Right.
And you see your top players like Damian Lillard go in and participate in a 3-point contest, and you see people in their skills contest. So
like what's,
if it was like a player thing, like they don't want to, I don't know, entitle or something. Well, why is it that you see your top players in these competitions but not in the dunk?
Right. Because I was about to say, just like T-Bone brought up, Steph Curry being in a 3-point competition, Klay Thompson has been in it. There's been a slew of top shooters who's been in the 3-point competition. When it comes to dunk contest, no, they gotta pay me more to be, in that, or it gotta be a better incentive for me to be part of that. Man, do it for the love of the game and competition, because the fans want to see the best, which leads to Sunday in the NBA All-Star game. It was more time being taken by performances than enjoying real basketball.
Mm-hmm.
That's the biggest issue and takeaway that I've seen on social media, is that and look, I thought over the last couple of years it was getting better, but this year it took a step back, because you saw so many possessions in which players were just like, here, go ahead, shoot it. Here, go ahead, dunk it. Do your thing, have fun. And we're not saying go all out like it's game 7 of the NBA Finals. But if you think about this, Sadal and T-Bone, how many times do we see on social media during the summertime where you got these elite basketball players, posting videos going to like an open run or playing in a summer league, and they're going all out, doing a thing, going hard. But then in the All-Star game, where fans are voting you in, people are flying in from across the world, celebrities coming in, and y'all are half-assing it. That's the problem that's going on, is that y'all priorities are jacked up. Because why are we seeing all these other leagues where guys are going at it hard like crazy? Summer leagues, the league in Seattle, the J crossover league, the Drew league, whatever else going on, these guys are going at it. But when it comes to the All-Star game, it's truly a glorified exhibition where guys don't want to even, defend. I think about the matchups when Kobe Bryant had his very first All-Star game, and Jordan had his very last one. Those two went at it. I saw I think it was like 20 years ago in Utah, East versus West. Physicality. It was crazy. I mean, they had legit foul calls being made. It's like, you know what? Yeah, we're going to put on a show to these fans. Now, like I said, you don't have to, go game 7 of the NBA Finals, but bring some kind of competition and some kind of competitiveness to the All-Star game.
You know what? You can truly find everything on YouTube. There are full All-Star games on YouTube. NBA All-Star games, NBA standard competitions, and you can see it for yourself. go to like say 1992 All-Star game, you know, or a 93 All-Star game, of one of them where Shaq just showed out because I guess he was like challenged by like Akeem Olajuwon and like, okay, let's this young kid, whatever. And he's like, oh yeah, whatever. Watch this. And he balled out, dunking on people in the All-Star game, man. And Jordan and then them on the bench, like, ooh, you don't have those moments no more. People don't have that competitive spirit.
And I think that it also has to do more with kind of like a business approach. You know, it's a different thing where, you know, the businesses, the agents, the endorsements, all those different things. Like some people, you know, they may be getting advice like, no, don't do that. You know, showcase yourself on here. You don't want to showcase yourself there because this will blah, 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 blah. You know, it's not being looked at from what's best for the NBA. It's everything that's basically what's best for that player's brand.
And before we continue, shouts out to our favorite fan, Miss Dub. She is finally in the building. She had another church meeting, so she is just now getting on. So good evening, Miss Williams. And yes, I am here on the screen. I am subbing in for Stan. He had a prior engagement, and T-Bone was supposed to be the host, but he's stuck in traffic out in Florida right now. So I said, you know what? I'll go ahead and hold things down for the one time for the man cave. And shouts out to a former guest of ours as well, Mr. William Vanscoy. He says, Bill Murray from the first Space Jam. Whoa, I don't play defense. Funny. Loving it. So shouts out to Mr. Vanscoy. So yeah, like I said, overall, and I've been saying for the last couple of years now, the MLB All-Star Game weekend in general to me is overall the best because these guys have to play. You don't see pitchers throwing softball pitches. No, they throwing 95, 100 miles per hour, and these hitters ain't just up here just doing whatever. Hey, I'll just swing up. No, those guys are playing, and that could be the reason why some people don't like the All-Star game in baseball because the score may be 1-0 or 2-0 or whatever. But that's what happens when the best of the best are playing, and they're playing at top elite level.
And they're equivalent to the slam dunk, the home run derby. The way they changed the rules up, and it has made the contest so much exciting. And the top hitters every year participate. There's no, I know I hit 30, 35 home runs at the half. I'm not going to participate. No, they want to have that crown. They want that home run derby crown. And it's exciting every year. It always comes down to the wire, the way they changed up the rules there. And they've done it the right way. I think the NBA really needs to revisit this, or like maybe give bonuses to, like, money bonuses to players that participate in like the slam dunk or something. Something's got to give.
Or bottom line, these players need to realize that fans are coming to see you. That's the bottom line, which leads to my next topic, which is once again another heavy topic that's going on right now, and that's load management. We're seeing guys like Kawhi Leonard and other players who are taking scheduled maintenance days off, whether they're on the road or at home, and it's becoming another hot topic right now in the NBA. And I think about Anthony Edwards. I think he's been in the league for like 3 or 4 years now with Timberwolves. He kind of said something that Kobe Bryant said a long time ago, is that you got these fans who may have one opportunity to go to an NBA game their whole life. So they may travel from a different city to whatever that game is being played at to see their favorite player. And unless it's like a legit injury, like broken whatever or sprain whatever, that the person just cannot play, other than that, we need to have these players playing every game. And I've been seeing a few articles and shows with different comments and their theories about why it's going on right now. I believe Jalen Rose was saying because of analytics. It's saying that, well, when this guy, plays, this way or this amount of time, he maximizes his skills so he can, whatever. So if he have not played the game 2 of a back-to-back, he'll be ready for the next game. Or, they're hyping things up about, of course, having a ring that, okay, well, let me go ahead and rest my guys for 20 games of the season. So when it's time for the playoffs, he'll be ready to go. Stuff like that. There's something that needs to be changed in regards to load management. And this is really being spearheaded by teams as well. Like management, the ownership is saying, let's not have Kawhi Leonard play, back to back, or let's not have him play every game because we want to save him for the playoffs. Or once again, we have these fans. Prime example, myself and my wife, we're going to LA. We are expecting to see the best players. Of course, in my case for the Lakers, I want to see LeBron James. And I'll be crushed if they say, oh, well, LeBron, go ahead and take a scheduled maintenance day off now, and just rest his, his hand or, whatever it is. Of course, I'm going to still enjoy the game, but it's going to take away because you're on purpose or sitting him and not playing him because you just want to have him have load management, not because of a significant injury. So these players need to take more ownership in regards to saying, you know what, these fans are paying their hard-earned money. They love the game. We owe this to the fans to play every game that we possibly can. Bottom line.
There's no incentive for them to do that.
And that's the problem. It shouldn't take an incentive. It should take just personal pride because you are in the league. You signed a contract to play for an organization, to be in the NBA. There should not be no more incentive than you already being in the league. And that's the problem because of their mindset.
Oh, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying that financially and everything else, there's no incentive for them to do that because they get what they need. If the fans come to see them, well, I mean, the fans aren't going to it's kind of like the same thing with wrestling. Like, generally, when you have a fan base of people that want to see something, they're generally not going to be turned away by one or two things that happen. You'll be upset, you'll get over it, you'll watch the games again, right? So I think that as far as players, I don't see the people that need to have a problem with it is the NBA as a whole. And what the NBA can start doing is, you could do something. Well, again, I don't know. I don't remember the dynamics of how the NBA works collectively. But I mean, if you did something where, okay, well, we have no problem with you wrestling players, but our fans, if it impacted the fans enough to where the fans don't want to pay, $200 for a ticket if the star players of these teams are not there, and we know who the star players are. Well, if we start refunding money, a portion of the money to the fans when player X is not on the court, and that money comes from the team's budget, then teams will start playing those players. But unless something like that happens, you're not going to get those players out on the court.
Yeah, I just, William made a comment. Can you imagine Bird or Magic just wanted to sit down and take a day off? Yeah, I was on that same vein. I can imagine, hey, the coach, like Phil Jackson, like, hey, Jordan, you're not gonna play tonight. Jordan look at him like, the hell, I ain't gonna play.
Stop it. Get some help.
Yes, yes, that's exactly what he would say. Stop it. Get some help. I'm playing in this game.
Right. Yeah. And that's the mentality that needs to come back, and that's what Anthony Edwards is saying is that, hey, I'm going to play every game unless I have a significant injury. I'm going to be there and play every game and give it my all because that's what these fans deserve. Once again,
Spurs used to do it too, though.
Who?
I mean, I think that's the team that really was known for it the most was the Spurs.
Oh yeah, but the whole Tim Duncan and Ginobili. Yep, I recall that period.
And Kawhi Leonard too.
Kawhi. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, I recall that. because I believe it was a game between the Spurs and the Heat that was going to be on ESPN.
Oh yeah,
And yes, and it was a big
remember.
hoopla. And the whole Heat squad, they were there, they played, but Tim Duncan was still in San Antonio along with Kawhi, Ginobili, and Parker.
Yeah,
and
they didn't even show up to the. They didn't even show up to the game.
We was like, what? And I believe ever since then, the floodgates opened up. And like I said, someone needs to step up. I believe Chris Paul is the current player rep for the NBA Players Association, but someone needs to need to come in and say, hey, the mentality got to change. Yes, we're getting our money.
Hey, Chris Paul ain't gonna do it.
I'm just saying, whoever is the leading rep needs to, and I believe it is Chris Paul. But if he can't do it, then someone else needs to go ahead and do it. But it needs to be someone saying, hey, we need to do a better job and bring a better product every night that we can. The only way that we should not be playing is if we have an actual significant injury. If not, we need to change the people's mindsets and let's perform every night. Because I shouldn't have to go to a game and worried about if this guy's going to play or not.
Listen, I'm not trying to open up a debate here. I'm not. This is the reason why in the who's better Jordan LeBron debate, and they say Jordan played in the tougher situations. Right here. This is the kind of stuff right here. You didn't see in Jordan's era people just taking off and I'm gonna take a off day and this. You didn't see that in Jordan's era. That's why they say this current era is a softer game than the previous era.
Yeah, I agree. Don't get me wrong. You're not gonna get a debate from me talking about Michael Jordan over LeBron James, okay? But there is the macro part of it where it's like, okay, there's a lot of stuff that they did in the 80s that didn't necessarily benefit the players. Like, to me, it's like, okay, there's a happy medium that can be done. You know what I mean? Like, as far as like what players need, what's best for players, and what's best for the fans, right? Because a lot of times when we look at these things, we look at it between players versus the league. But, this is a fans versus players thing in a way. Not even the league, because the players are the ones who are sitting out. So, but yeah, look, like I said, you ain't going to get an argument from me talking about comparing those eras and which one is tougher and better. But I think that this is more the individualized social. I don't even necessarily know if I want to say social media, if that's even a thing, but like, it's just the era of what people do. They're more empowered to do those types of things that's best for their bodies. And in a way, it's good because I'm sure if you look at the stats, there's players who are playing now who are playing way longer. Like the average lifespan of a player is probably longer now than it was back in the 80s.
LeBron James. Exhibit A, LeBron James.
He's one example, but I'm trying to think, like, if you average out players as a whole, I think there's probably a lot more that's playing longer or able to play longer than there was back in the 80s.
And the reason why, and someone else brought this up, you have better technology nowadays. So there really should not be a reason why you're not playing every day, because you have the better technology than what guys in the 80s and 70s and early 90s, and back then even had. So that should be the more incentive to play more games, because you have better technology so you can recover better and still play every game.
But to that point though, doesn't better technology also include better preventative maintenance, preventative technology to understand what can prevent certain things?
Right, that's what I'm saying. So with that technology and it prevented certain things, it should also prepare you for an 82 game regular season.
I mean, yeah. Look, to me, they won, and you know what? I don't know if y'all caught the thing with Bomani Jones, because I wasn't aware of this prime. What is it?
Oh yeah, your twin. Yeah, go ahead.
but you know, he brought up, he was talking about that. What is it called? What's elite? Whatever that league is, that's basically like a pro league for like 16 to 18-year-olds.
It's called Overtime Elite. Y'all had Corey Frazier on as a guest on the Man Cave a while back, and he's part of that league. He's one of the coaches.
Yes. So when you're talking about that, I mean, I'm trying to remember the name of it. I forgot the point that I was trying to make, but you know, anyway, yeah, just come back to me. Look, I'm on the road. I'm actually moving now, so I'm happy.
Yeah. Bomani Jones says that Overtime Elite is pretty much a massive shift in basketball because you have a lot. You go ahead.
Yeah, no, that okay. Now I remember the point I was trying to make is that maybe they don't need to have 82 games. You know what I mean? Like maybe they could have a shorter season and still have the same type of impact.
But see, here's the thing: is that the league is not going to be down for that because that's less games and less money. Money being lost because of less games being played on TV.
That might not be a problem for too much longer as far as TV stuff, because with all the mergers and acquisitions that companies have made, there's only going to be so many different companies that are willing to bid on that level of entertainment after a while. So the money that they're going to want to get paid after probably maybe not the next right fees, but the right fees after that will not probably be at the level that it is right now. So it might be in their best interest to just pull that back a little bit and, you know, make a package that's viable enough for television or whatever that looks like, streaming most likely.
And you know, Bally's is in that trouble already with their network. You don't know if they're even going to exist in the next couple months. That's one less network.
The big thing about Overtime Elite was just the way that people consume media and consume television. And you know, yeah, there's a point of Gen Z or younger, they're kids right now, so their viewing habits may change over a while. But I don't think that might actually be true. I think a lot of people have gotten used to consuming more clips, consuming more, you know, shorter versions of things. And I think what the NBA will have a harder time doing in, you know, 15, 20 years is filling up arenas enough to justify having those 82 games. Same thing with MLB.
I'm reading Williams.
As Larry Bird and Magic played wearing Chuck Taylors and sitting in a tub of ice.
Yeah.
And
I thought, oh no, they wore Converse All-Stars. That's what it was. Remember they had the different colors?
Yep. And speaking of Bomani Jones and having a twin.
See, I'm not the only one that has a twin. There you go.
I can't see what's being said right now.
You'll see it on the replay. Go on Roku and check it out. Our YouTube audience is seeing this right now,
and Facebook, and Twitter, and Twitch.tv/hot365.
I see what you did here. Hey, I'm pulling it up. I'm pulling it up on Facebook.
Yeah, you know, gotta have a little fun, you know.
We're gonna find your twin Smooth. It's gonna be over with.
Oh no, they already did. Jock Vaughn.
Oh, okay.
Yep, Jock Vaughn. I had it up. I actually used it during our segment of what's it called? T-Bone role play.
Yeah.
Yep. So they already got me down for Jock Vaughn. So yeah, man, that's our basketball talk right there. A lot that we had to discuss from All-Star Weekend to load management to the dunk count, everything. So hope y'all are enjoying this incredible show. A lot of energy this evening. A lot of
colorful language.
A lot of everything going on the man cave. But hey, that's why.
Oh, you had that 7-second button ready earlier.
We'll see. We'll see on the highlights. Oh, and last thing, in regards to basketball, well, two things should I say? One, Russell Westbrook is staying in LA. He is now on the Clippers. He just signed with them 2 days ago. He was traded from the Lakers to the Jazz, but then the Jazz and him agreed to a buyout. So he was a free agent. Then he mulled some options between maybe going to the Heat, going to the Bulls, or staying in LA. And now he is with the Clippers, joining Kawhi and Paul George and that squad. So look forward to seeing what he's going to bring to the Clippers. I feel like that's going to be a perfect match for him. And he's going to be on this revenge tip. Like, you know what? Let me remind everyone, just who I am. So
and on that note, I had like a little analogy about another NBA franchise. Now I don't follow the NBA, but I just kind of seen from my peripheral the Brooklyn Nets. It seems like they took a grenade, they pulled the pin, and then they just held on to the grenade just to see what happens next. That's exactly what they did to their team. It's blown it up. They blown that thing up, man.
but look, what's so crazy is that they are in the 5th seed. So it's not like they're like, way in the 14th seed. They are 10 games over 500, and they blew the team up all because of Kyrie Irving getting traded to Dallas, and then KD was feeling like, well, y'all got rid of Kyrie, then what's the point of me being here? But your team is in 5th place. Like, y'all are in a good position in the playoffs, because right now it's showing the standings right now, T-Bone. So
yeah, so it just goes back to my point. They took the grenade, they took the pin out just to see what would happen.
And so right now on your screen, these are the conference standings leading up to the All-Star break. So for those who are seeing February 16th, why did I say that when it's the 22nd? Well, no, because they haven't had any season games since the 16th. So just want to highlight that. But yeah, so this is as of right now. Then they start play tomorrow from the All-Star break. But as of right now, their top teams in the West right now: number 1, the Nuggets; number 2, the Grizzlies; number 3, the Sacramento Kings. People, yes, the Sacramento Kings are number 3. The Clippers right behind them, number 4. The Suns, number 5. Mavericks, number 6. The play-in tournament. So you have 4 teams competing for 2 spots. 7th seed, the Pelicans; 8th seed, the Timberwolves; 9th seed, Golden State Warriors; and 10th seed, the Thunder. The Lakers right now are 2 games out of a play-in. Their next 20, 25 games are going to be very crucial to end the season. Let's see if LeBron, AD, and the Newcastle guys that got through the trade deadline will make some magic. In the East, no pun intended, T-Bone. In the East, we had number 1, the Celtics; number 2, the Milwaukee Bucks; number 3, the 76ers; number 4, the Cavaliers; once again, number 5, the Brooklyn Nets; right behind them, their neighbors, number 6, the Knicks; and in the play-in tournament, 7th seed, the Heat; 8, the Atlanta Hawks, which they just fired Nate McMillan yesterday, so they're looking for a new coach. Number 9, Craig Black's Wizards; and the 10th spot, the Toronto Raptors. Look on the outside, you have Stan's Chicago Bulls. They just signed Pat Beverly the other day. Should be pretty interesting what happens with their season after they have a bona fide point guard, and with Lonzo Ball possibly being done not just for this season, but it's very possible that his career may be shortened because of his knee injury. So we shall see what happens with the Bulls, with Lonzo Ball and his career. So let's get right into it, T-Bone. You brought it up earlier. Now it is your time. Some WWE talk. I know you brought up earlier about your feelings of the Elimination Chamber match. Go ahead and break down exactly what you were hoping for what you saw and what you see going forward in regards to the road to WrestleMania.
And look, for anybody who's been watching the WWE over the past, let's call it 9 months, actually could really go over the past couple of years with everything with Roman Reigns, but probably most interesting has been these last 9 months where you've had Sami Zayn, who, is not related to Roman Reigns, despite some rumors out there. Sami Zayn goes up to the bloodline, seeks help because he wants a place of belonging, says it'd be a good resource for him. He goes, he does everything that he says he would do to help them, and then, some stuff kind of got real, right? They started putting them through tests, mind games, and everything. It looked like some type of documentary from the 1990s of gang culture. It looked like something from The Awakening. I don't know if y'all caught that reference.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, they tried to have him beat up his friend Kevin Owens, and then he kind of stepped in and was like, you've done enough. A little bit, but you've done enough. And then, this leads us to the whole turn that everybody reacted to. They have the match between Sami Zayn and Roman Reigns 9 months in the making, right after WrestleMania. And it's in Montreal. Sami Zayn is the most, I would think that Sami Zayn was the most over babyface that WWE has had since Daniel Bryan, probably. Smoove, would you agree with that?
Yep, I agree.
So, fans are on his side. It's in Montreal, where he's from. He's going to have this match. And, it's a great match. The crowd is really into it. They're doing everything to kind of feed into the crowd. And, you get to the end, and there's a ref bump. Jimmy comes down, attacks Sami. Roman covers. And at 2.999, Sami kicks out. And then, you have some more shenanigans. Roman finally has a chair, but Jay steps in front of him. Roman gives Jay the chair just like he gave it to Sami at the Royal Rumble, and then everybody thinks Jay's about to hit Roman with the chair, but he doesn't. And then, Roman and Jay argue for a little bit, and then Sami gets up and actually he tries to spear Roman. Roman moves out the way, spears Jay. Roman gets the chair eventually, beats up Sami with it, hits him with a spear, covers him. 1, 2, 3. Soldier Blade. I don't know. Smoove, did you watch this?
Yes, I did.
What did you think about it?
I wasn't surprised of the outcome. I didn't see Sami Zayn winning, but I did like how Triple H did things in regards to, Roman Reigns did win, but look at how Roman Reigns played to the crowd. I loved it because you knew he was going to get that heat. Because, him facing their hometown guy, Sami Zayn. But I love how he played to the crowd, how he brought Sami Zayn out in front of his family and was, talking stuff and the whole nine. The story mode had just been, to me, incredible. Yes, once again, I knew that Sami Zayn was not going to win that match. But I like how at the end, they still had the fans in Montreal feel good because Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens was able to do what they did to Roman Reigns after the match. So, Triple H still saved face by not getting booed out of the arena because of, Sami Zayn getting whooped on and then Roman Reigns just leaving the arena with his finger up in the air and he's good to go. No, they left off at the point, which I just brought up before. Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn came together and they did their thing. They had a little moment. Kevin Owens left and they allowed Sami Zayn to still be in the middle of the ring as if he was the victor. So I liked it.
Well, again, I'm gonna tell you, overall, I like. I'm speaking from two different ways. So, obviously, overall, as what they did, I enjoyed the entire thing. From the spark of fans that got in me, I was like, why didn't they just let him win? Because I'm like, there's precedent for it, right? Eddie Guerrero did beat Brock Lesnar at No Way Out, the February pay-per-view in between Royal Rumble and WrestleMania. There's been other times where the title was changed at the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view that kind of shook some things up. So there is precedent for it. But, it was just like, man, you really want to see him win. obviously Sammy came out and he got a huge reaction. Kevin Owens got a good reaction. Cody Rhodes did not really get a reaction when he came out. I mean, they politely cheered him, but they weren't like going crazy for Cody like they were going crazy for Owens and Zayn, and even it wasn't Canada as well. But if I were Cody, I would pitch to Triple H that Cody's story is he wants the WWE title. His story doesn't actually make sense, but for the context of the story, okay, let's say for his story, he wants the WWE title. He never said he wanted the Universal title. And if he saw that Sami Zayn was wrong, and he knows that the people are behind Sami Zayn, the best thing that Cody Rhodes could do is to call out Triple H to the ring and say, you know, I witnessed the wrong be made. You know, I want to look you to your face and say that I still believe in you, and I want you to finish your story just like I'm going to finish mine. I want the WWE title, but I want you to go after that Universal title. And that's how you can split it up between night 1 and night 2 at WrestleMania and have Roman defend against both of them. And, you know, you can get the positive endings at WrestleMania. Because to me, that would benefit everybody. It would benefit Cody because now he's doing something that the fans would want. It would benefit the WWE as a company because now you're doing goodwill with the fans. Because if you're telling him he's going to wrestle at WrestleMania, you're basically telling the fans he's going to win the belt at WrestleMania. And, you know, obviously it benefits Sammy because he's winning the belt at WrestleMania. So that's just my thought of something that they could do to kind of make the WWE seem like the fan-friendly company that they probably want themselves to be.
And everything that you just brought up, T-Bone, is the exact reason why Sami Zayn didn't win this past Saturday. Because they want to save all that for WrestleMania. They don't want to have Roman Reigns lose before WrestleMania. If he does lose, you know, it's not even a guarantee. But that is exactly the reason why Sami Zayn was not going to win this past Saturday, because they want to save that build up for a big moment like at WrestleMania.
Yeah, I mean, I totally get it. I totally get it. Like I said, from the business side, I thought it was great. From the fan side, that sparked up inside of me. I really wanted Sammy to win in that match.
I mean, and that's the beauty of what Triple H is doing, is that he has someone like yourself so into this story mode that you probably haven't been, you know, so in depth and so emotionally involved in something like this in a long time. Am I right, T-Bone?
Correct. Like I said earlier in the show, I mean, I'm very associated with wrestling, obviously, but I don't think I've actually watched wrestling in 20 years. Mm-hmm. Maybe a little longer, maybe a little shorter, but, you know, I watch it because I watch it, and more so to keep up with it from a business standpoint. But, you know, as far as, like, actually just sitting there invested into what's going on, like, it's been years since I've actually done that.
Yeah, any thoughts at all?
To be honest, I really haven't been following it. I haven't been following this whole thing. I'm like, I'm totally lost here on what's going on.
If I'm interested, this should tell you something.
Right.
Yeah, my brother watches it more than I do, but you know, nowadays, I don't know. I'm kind of like T-Bone in the fact that it's like nothing has really incited me to really watch wrestling like I used to. It's kind of sad. I tried to. I just can't keep up with it, man.
Yeah.
I would recommend watching. I'm sure, just like you said, you can find everything on YouTube. I'm sure somebody put a compilation of all the Sami Zayn bloodline stuff together.
Yeah.
You might find yourself watching that for longer than you probably expect.
That has been, I mean, just the bloodline in general has been an incredible story for the last 3 years now.
Yeah, I have been watching just as long as, you know, I kind of stopped at a certain point.
It all started with Roman Reigns and Jey Uso. Is that right? Or is it Jimmy T-Bone?
No, it was Jey.
Yeah,
it was Jey.
Yeah. It all started with Roman Reigns and Jimmy, and it's all coming full circle. I think it's going to be a surprise is going to happen at WrestleMania, but we shall see. But it definitely has been great, and now with Triple H taking the reins in regards to creative, being the head of creative, he's bringing some good storylines and moments back to wrestling. So I got to give a shout out, man. They're definitely doing anything, especially with this Roman Reigns. You haven't seen people on social media, oh, he ain't no wrestler, or no, all you see now, people are giving him praise because of how he's done in regards to his mannerisms. His promo work has been top notch. You know what I always say, and I've been saying this since year one, so progress is sexy. And Roman Reigns over these last couple of years, he's just changed the whole narrative about how people have received him because of how much he's progressed over the last couple of years. And this bloodline story has been the best thing on TV. And once again, probably since the whole Daniel Bryan thing. And you know how that Daniel Bryan movement was.
I'm laughing at Williams' comment. Bring it up here.
Oh, you're talking about bringing back the bushwhackers.
Oddly enough, man, I've actually been watching more of the old. I've been watching more of the old wrestling stuff, man. I'm on the year 94 right now. I've been rewatching some of the old.
You're watching the bushwhackers, and well done.
Right, well done. Men on a mission. Yeah. I mean, the new stuff really don't excite me. I just I just finished WrestleMania 10, just like yesterday. So that's where I'm at right now. And I started out with like 87 and watching compilations on YouTube. I'm all the way up at 94 now. Huh?
You didn't think that it might not be a good idea to do some watch-alongs for the platform sports talk show? We could do a bonus day here. You didn't think it might be a good idea to get some content for people?
You know what? That's actually a good idea. That'll probably make me watch the product right now. If we all do a platform sports talk show watch along.
Hey, we'll all be in St. Louis maybe for WrestleMania.
I watched WrestleMania. I watched last year. Yep.
Sound like a plan. Got to put that in motion.
Make it happen.
So with that being said, will we have like the original audio on, or it'll just be us doing all the talking?
We'll be what it works is. So how it works, I've seen a lot of these watch-alongs on YouTube. What they'll do is they'll watch it and they'll have their commentary as they watch it. Mm-hmm. So it'll be like, I don't know, 3 hours, but it'll be 3 hours of us reacting to what is going on. And so they can the audience can kind of watch it with us too. Like they'll have like a computer on and they'll watch us and then watch us watching it.
You know what? That kind of brings me back. Recall when the Blues won the Stanley Cup and how you and Ben was at the old house and we watched
exactly what it is.
Yep.
That's a watch. That was an early version of the watch along.
Right. Yeah. But now we got more technology so we can actually have the game showing while we're watching it.
Because the fans of the platform watches us, on Wednesday nights. But they don't watch us like during the Super Bowl. Like you were hilarious during the Super Bowl. I had fun picking at you and everybody else that was watching the game because I ain't have any dog in the race. So I'd be like, the Eagles are coming back. Kansas City.
Let's go say something. Then when the Chiefs do something, I'm like this. Man, ref's cheap, dog. I'm like, oh man, here they go. Oh Lord, let me leave the room for a minute.
It was funny. That would have been hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, now y'all give me some ideas, man. So we're gonna see what's up. Mr. Vance Coy says he remembers going to watch a battle royal, 20 men in the old arena, and the winner was Big John Studd.
Big John Studd. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, that sounds like Yeah, over at the Checker Dome.
The
Right.
Or
Checker
the St.
Dome.
Louis Arena, whatever you want to call it.
Yep. Man, good old
I know the
times.
Checker Dome. That's all I know it as.
Really?
I know it as the Checker Dome.
Yeah, always.
I mean, I always call it the St. Louis Arena, but I
Right.
knew it was called the Checker Dome, but that was before our time.
Right.
Well, my parents used to call it the Checker Dome, so I called it the Checker Dome.
There we go. Okay.
Yeah.
Parents. It wasn't at all. It was the parents.
Yeah.
I'm like, to me, St. Louis Arena. But with that being said, fellas, man, this has been an incredible show.
Over
I
already?
made it through the traffic, so
You said over already? I mean, you got some more? So no, what you got for us? Tell me.
Oh, I'll take this time out since this is the end of the show, man. Hey, if you're in the St. Louis area, man, on Thursday, March 16th, I am bringing back. It is the return of Gateway Funk. It is a all funk show, DJ show, and this is unlike all the other Gateway Funks, man. We've got an incredible lineup of DJs. We got Black Spade, we got 5D, we got I Said, and then for all of our modern funk aficionados, we have the one and only XL Middleton coming through. That's right, XL Middleton will be here on Thursday, March 16th. So all you funk heads, you funksters out there, come on out, bring your dancing shoes with you, because we about to jam, man.
And Sadal, there's going to be
I would be remiss. The person that is capturing all those moments that night is none other than a Smoooth Production. It's going to be a Smoooth Production there, man. So, hey, you got a Gateway Funk, you got the Smoooth Production, man. What more can you want?
What more can I say? That's it right there, man. It's going to be a vibe. Looking forward to it, man. Gateway Funk is back. I recall going to Sadal's first Gateway Funk back at Legacy Books. And
yeah, we came a long way.
Came a long way. I
hopefully we'll have maybe a few more people there.
It's gonna be a whole different vibe. I have a feeling coming up on March 16th, man. So I'm excited for you, man. You know,
and the next day, if you thought that was enough,
I just
have a feeling. I have a feeling on March 17th. I have a feeling on March 17th. It's gonna be a lucky day. Maybe lucky you, lucky me, lucky us. It's gonna be lucky you. It's gonna be a lucky day, man.
I know it's gonna be y'all lucky night, man. It's gonna be incredible DJs, DJ Bright represent for the ladies, bringing back DJ Steve Jenks, Sadala Selector, and we're gonna have national recording artist sax man Kelvin Evans.
Oh yeah,
going to be a part of the show. May have something else too, man. So just stay tuned, man. March 17th, St. Patty's Day. It's gonna be crazy. You're gonna see more promo coming out, but look forward to a lot of fun things going down at the end of this month, and of course next month, and leading on for the rest of 2023. And also don't forget, man, T-Bone. He's working his way up in regards to DJing as well. So he's doing his thing. T-Bone, do you have any future wrestling events going down in Orlando?
You know what? It's all going to depend on what happens with law school this year. If I start law school, that show's going to have to wait until another time. If I don't get into law school, then the cancellation will be that I'll be running a show in August 11th and 12th at the Orange County Convention Center. So we'll find out.
So bottom line, stay tuned. Make sure y'all follow HBCW Wrestling on Instagram. A lot of good content, and he has a page on YouTube as well. Sadal, I know you have your pages. Go ahead and promote that real quick.
You can find me on them internets as Sadal the Selective, man. I'm on Linktree, man. Just the Linktree. Sadar the Selector, man. You see all of them things on them internets, man.
And if for some reason there's people out there who don't want to support Sadar or T-Bone or myself, smoothproductions.com, it's because
they suck.
Bottom line, it is a platform sports talk show. It is the Man Cave. It was a pleasure holding things down, fellas. Thank y'all for allowing me to be part of the Man Cave. Next month, it is going to be the 1-year anniversary of the Man Cave. Next week, once again, you have Ladies Night every first Wednesday of the month. Bunny, Jobo, Coach Brittany Willis, and Coach Dominique Stringer. And next week's show, they will be in person from the Boondocks. So look forward to checking out the ladies holding things down. Hope y'all have a wonderful rest of y'all evening. Give us a follow everywhere on social media. It is the Man Cave. It is your boy Smooth along with
Sadar.
And on the phones we have
T-Bone.
Y'all have a great rest of y'all evening.